Yo everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a review as well as a demo of the brand new Huda Beauty Faux Filter Color Corrector. So Huda Beauty recently released 5 color correctors which have been created to suit the lightest of skin tones to the deepest of skin tones. I bought the shade Peach, which is basically shade number 2 and has been created specifically for light to medium skin tones. Even though it is summer, I have somehow not managed to get a tan on my face yet, just on my hands from driving and stuff. So this retails at £26, which is pricey, but then again I think this is around the same cost as the concealer itself, and I bought mine from ASOS because it was 20% off. I've told you guys I don't ever spend full price on anything these days. Why should I? So before I go into the demo, because yes, that is exactly what I'm wearing on my eyes today, let me just read to you what Huda Beauty's website says about this product. So it says, our Faux Filter Color Corrector effortlessly corrects, evens and brightens your under eye with a crease, sweat and transfer proof formula. A creamy, comfortable and sheer formula, our color correctors blend seamlessly but have enough impact to correct any discoloration and even the under eye and any complexion concerns. Derived from our amazing Faux Filter Concealer formula, our color correctors dial up the brightness and decrease the coverage, so it's intense but easy to use. It says that it is dermatologically tested, non-comedogenic, no flashback, sweat, crease and transfer proof, as well as long wearing. Infused with a brightening cocktail of actives like vitamin C and niacinamide to soften pigmentation and brighten the under eye area. Available in 5 shades, our peachier tones cancel out darkness and pigmentation to create even skin or a blank canvas for other complexion products. Now obviously, even though they have mentioned specifically that it's there to brighten your under eye, is also to be used on the face as you deem appropriate. So when it comes to people like me that are South Asian, a lot of us tend to get hyperpigmentation around this area, which is generally related to our hormones as well as on the under eye area as well. Now there will also be people out there that have got PIP, which is post-inflammatory pigmentation, which basically means that after you've had a spot, it's left a scar, so it's left inflamed area of skin, and as it takes time to heal itself by using other kind of skincare actives, you can use color correctors to even out that area before you apply concealer or foundation on top. Now obviously you guys, I don't ever lie to you, you guys know I don't use a color corrector. When have you ever seen me use a color corrector other than to maybe review a product? But generally speaking, I always prefer to use a more full coverage foundation that is there to cover up everything. So why do I then need to use a color corrector as well? Now any kind of pigmentation on my face has generally faded over time from using skincare, etc. However, I do still have dark circles under my eyes, but even they are not as bad as they used to be, again because of the fact that I use such amazing Korean skincare products. That's not to say that I don't still have dark under eye circles, it's just that you will notice in the video the reason why they seem to be standing out more than they normally would is because the rest of my face has foundation on it and this area has nothing, so obviously it's going to kind of stand out more than it would say if I had nothing on my face at all. Color correctors definitely are great for many people, but bear in mind not everybody necessarily needs to use them. Sometimes you just need something with a little bit more pigment, but then again also people out there who have got discolored skin, have got darkness in areas, melasma, things like that, they may find using a color corrector helpful in terms of making their skin look more even and less kind of patchy when they wear their foundation or other kinds of base products. Especially if you tend to use kind of more lighter coverage kind of foundations, you may want to consider a color corrector because you won't get that pigment from the actual base product itself. Now in today's video I have definitely used a little bit more than I normally would. As you can see, I am basically applying 3 dots underneath my eyes, and then I am just using a flat eyeshadow brush. Any kind of flat synthetic brush generally can work, or you can also use your fingers. I generally just tend to prefer to use a brush personally, but obviously it's completely up to you. And then what I'm doing is I'm actually patting it as I blend it out rather than swiping it, because that's a very delicate area under your eyes. You should actually let a color corrector dry a little bit before you apply another product on top, because what can happen is if the product itself is not dry and of course it's orange, it will just blend into the foundation and then make that area look orange. So I'm using the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer, and my shade is in Graham Cracker 4.1G. This is not a brightening concealer for me in terms of shade. This one just matches my actual skin color itself. But I did want to see their claims about how this can brighten the under eye area, and that's the reason why I've decided to obviously just go with my normal shade that I would use. Once I've blended that out using a damp beauty blender, and then going in with the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Setting Powder, and my shade is in Banana Bread, and I'm just using a powder puff to basically push it into the eye area, really set it quickly before I then blend it and remove the product altogether. And at the end you should be able to see that my under eye area looks soft, it looks diffused, any dark circles have been completely covered, and you wouldn't even know that I had any kind of darkness at all at the end of the day. Now I'm going to let you know what my thoughts are in regards to using this color corrector, you guys. I couldn't tell that much of a difference, to be honest, from using the Faux Filter Concealer and then using that underneath. This is a full coverage concealer. Don't forget that this has been marketed to us and sold to us as something that covers dark circles. So why would they then feel the need to constantly on social media show people using this with this then on top? Are you trying to say that this was never good enough to begin with to cover dark under eye circles? I think that this works perfectly fine. You don't need to use a color corrector, or this one anyway, with this. If you're using maybe something with a little bit more sheerer coverage in terms of concealing, then yes, this will definitely make a difference. Yesterday, what I did was when I went to work, I applied this under one eye and I applied nothing under the other eye. I just used the concealer on its own. Once I'd applied all my makeup, it looked exactly the same. I couldn't tell the difference. I couldn't see any dark under eye circles under either eye. But that's not because I had this on my under eye area. Then the argument could also be that my dark under eye circles are not enough. It may work better for other people, but then again, don't use this full coverage concealer on top. It didn't make any sense to me personally. It corrects, apparently it does correct. I mean, I can't lie, I can't see any dark under eye circles, but then again, I am using Huda Beauty's own Faux Filter Concealer with the Faux Filter Color Corrector. They're literally from the same range. Brightens your under eye area. No, it did not brighten my under eye area at all. It made absolutely no difference. Like I said to you yesterday, I wore it under one eye and not the other eye. They looked exactly the same. Crease, sweat and transfer proof. Yes, definitely I would say that it is. One thing that I would say is that I noticed that the under eye area blended out a lot better with this on underneath. It doesn't crease, it doesn't move around with sweat, and it has been very humid this week in London, super humid, and I have not found that this has budged at all or made my makeup get messed up or anything like that. Transfer proof, well I guess not. I mean, I don't ever rub my under eye area, but then if it hasn't moved with sweat or humidity, then I guess it's transfer proof too. Creamy, comfortable and sheer. Yes, it is definitely creamy, comfortable and sheer. I love the way that it kind of blends under the eye without actually needing to do too much. It's not got a thick consistency at all. It's also not runny. It's kind of like in between, but very easily malleable. No flashback. I've taken one or two flash photos, but I've not really noticed any different. It looked perfectly fine. And then obviously it contains vitamin C and niacinamide, which are great products to use on the under eye area to brighten that area over time, which is great. And apparently it's also great as a blank canvas for other complexion products. Personally, I can't say because I've not used it on my face, because there's no need for me to. I could do it on camera, but what would be the point? Because it would make any difference, because the marks and darkness and any hyperpigmentation on my face is almost faded to nothing. Orangey kind of colors are definitely great for people that have got the kind of darkish, brownish, purplish marks on their face. It neutralizes the color, so it will help a lot of people in terms of pigmentation on their face. But personally, for me, it wasn't as good as I would have hoped it could have been. But then I've already given you guys my reasons. I can't give this minus marks for that reason, because it's just so happens that it's just not right for somebody like me. It's like somebody who's got no dark under eye circles at all wearing this and then saying it's not that good, but you don't have anything to cover, so what was the point, right? I'm actually going to give this a 10 out of 10. I think it deserves the mark. Just because it doesn't work for me doesn't mean that it won't work for other people. There are people out there who've got got a lot of scarring on their face, a lot of hyperpigmentation, a lot of melasma, a lot of darkness under their eyes, that will definitely benefit from using this. Just remember, like I said, let it set for a few minutes before you go in with your concealer. Otherwise, the product has not completely dried and it will mix in with your foundation and turn your face orange. So that's it for my short, sharp review of the brand new Huda Beauty Faux Filter Color Corrector. Let me know what your thoughts are. Have you tried it? Are you going to try it? Are you interested in trying it? I like the fact that she's come out with 5 different shades that will work well with all skin tones. A lot of brands tend to just have one orange shade, one purple shade or lilac or whatever it is, and it doesn't really help because there are so many different skin tones out there. But generally speaking, most people need a tone of orange, so you can just find what works best for your skin tone. If you've got around my skin tone, light to medium, then this peach shade will probably work quite well for you. So that's it for my review. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Let me know what your thoughts are about this. Are you going to try it? You're not going to bother? What do you think? Let me know below. Other than that, I hope you guys are fabulous, wonderful, great and beautiful as always, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!